SFA for beginners. Today we are discussing the different types of views available in Material Master. While talking to some of you, I realized that if we have a clear-cut idea how the materials are viewed in SAP and how all the informations are stored in different tables, it becomes easier to understand that. The document what I have prepared, that is available in internet. I have taken one document from a site called guru99.com. Thanks to the makers of the document who has made and uploaded in internet. But I thought that I will talk of that. I will use the document and I will explain you what is the conception. So let's begin. So in when we come to Material Master, or when you open a Material Master in your SAP, you can go, there is a transaction called MM03, and you can see the Material Master field. There are many views available. Now why the views are there and what is the relevance to our business, we will try to explain in this document. So first we will talk about the basic views. So why basic views are important? Basic views are views with general information about our material. Obligatory fields you need to insert in order to save changes are obligatory fields means whenever you are seeing a material master, whenever you talk of the views, there are some fields which you will see as mandatory fields, which fields are alternate fields actually. So mandatory fields are, one is that the first is material description. So in material description is a 40 characteristics, 40 word characteristics long place what you can write. So as you see, this organization has chosen the material to be created as a internal material. So material master, they are talking of a finished good material. You can see the material has been created by 105 triple 4 times 9, which is actually their finished good is starting at 1, and 05999 05 maybe depending upon the division, and then the number has generated internally by SAP actually. So this is called internal numbering. So this company has taken the internal numbering. So the first tab which comes in our mind is the basic data, and in basic data the mandatory fields are, we must have the material description LCD TV 40 inch. So imagine this is an organization where we are creating a finished good product of called a LCD TV. So the first line should be the what is the material description. After that, the another important area which you need to write, which is the base unit of measure. This base unit of measure, which is generally referred in SAP as capital U, capital OM, unit of measure, it is the mandatory field. And because we are selling TV, so we have selected a base unit of measure as pieces. But depending upon the configuration, suppose you do a business where the same material is also used for some other kind of application, there can be alternate unit of measure. So alternate unit of measure can be meter, kilogram, liter, whatever you want. Because in TV case it is not possible. For in other case, alternate unit of measure is also important, which we can mention in the same document. Now, sometimes there it is not mandatory, but sometimes you create a material from another material, or maybe there is a legacy system from where SAP has been implemented. Before SAP, there may be BAN may be there, or maybe some other solution, Oracle may be there, and that probably had a material number that is called old material number. So you actually, there is a provision that if you are creating a new material number with reference to the another material number existing legacy system material number, that old material number cross reference you can put there. You can so this is, then the next mandatory field actually is the division. So I describe in probably in the in the chapter 2 or chapter 3, I describe what is division. So divisions are actually the different business function of an organization where the finished goods are kept. So finished goods can be, you could create division, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, all these divisions you can create, and you can actually use for the purpose of finished good, same material can be used for trading, same material can be used for services. So those will be different division. So those can be maintained. Now in this example, the author has created the material only for one division, which is division 10. And let us assume for the division 10 only, you will use this material LCD-TV 40. Then another important field or another mandatory field is general item category group, which is called which is called how this item is going to be used throughout the organization for the purpose of either stocking the material in one place or using the transfer from one factory to another factory or one business to another business, and how the price will be ascertained. So if you so this company, the moment you say norm, it actually it actually comes in that category where you can use as a standard item as norm. Again, you can use other item depending upon the business, but for this purpose we are using norm. Then the next important is actually the gross weight. So for that you need to first enter the unit weight of the material, unit of weight for the material. So a television which is a 40-inch television, probably we can put the unit weight in kg, and the gross weight is 26,988 and the net weight is 24,651. So what is gross weight, what is net weight? Gross weight is, here it is number 6. Gross weight is, which is the, along with the packaging, along everything, when you are delivering the material to a customer, what is that weight coming on the weighbridge? That's called gross weight. And net weight is the unit when it is just manufactured and coming out, that comes under the net weight actually. So this is 5 is your unit of measure, and then net weight and gross weight. Now again you see there are some items which are volume, sale, size, dimension. So these are not mandatory, but if required we can put that information. About EAN and UPC I will come later actually. Then the next important is actually packaging material data, because when you are using this basic material and you are using for the purpose of packaging, the material group for the packaging material also needs to be maintained. Now for what is material group? So material group is, I use the word material group very carefully. Material group is used for the purposes deciding that in which variety of the business, this material is used here. So the material group, you can see I'm just putting the cursor here. You can put a material group data here, and also you can put another external material group here actually. So this particularly this area where you are using the material group and external material group, in sometime later I will go in bigger detail how you can decide material group for an item and how that can be used for other item also. Now there is something called product hierarchy. So what is product hierarchy? Product hierarchy is, I know we will suppose the in the hierarchy level, first area it is coming as LCD TV 40-inch. Then there can be LCD TV 40-inch with some other attribute that will come in the next hierarchy, and then thereafter you can create the product hierarchy in this field. Now whenever you are identifying the television, for instance, you want to be specific, you are selling a TV, when the TV is reaching to a particular place, you want to know that which material is this. So probably some kind of barcode, some kind of QR code you are going to assign. Then that data you can link in SAP using this EAN and UPC field, and you can also measure the EAN category, which will be enable you to identify the material to the last level when it is being dispatched. So this is the basic field which we are coming. Now I will now come to another area which is called classification view. So what is classification view? Now material can be classification based on their material class or batch characteristics. Now I just tell you what is batch. Now suppose you are manufacturing television. LCD TV 40 you are manufacturing. While manufacturing, suppose it is a continuous line in which the manufacturing happening. In that line, how many televisions are creating in this particular production schedule, they will be identified as the batch number. So the batch is that in which in that batch how many TVs are coming. So you can identify that material using the material class. Maybe you can put the material class. You can also put the batch number, and you can also put the variant for that. Because what is variant configuration? Variant configuration is same material may the LCD TV 40, it can be it can be, it can be dimension, you can see they are giving an example. They are creating two dimension. One is your color dimension, and another is the, sorry, they are creating two classes. One is the dimension, another is the color. So you can actually go and mention this color and dimension, and although the material number remains same, because the color and dimension are varying, so therefore there are several kind of variant can be added in that actually. So when you say variant, you see, they have given an example in the next picture. They are intending one a in material class over here, and when they enter the material class, they are putting the color and the dimension where they're assigning the value to this particular characteristic. So black is one characteristic, black is the one color, and the dimension is 40 inch actually. Okay. So they are explaining why we need to do that. We are actually, that is help us that when we are selling the product, it is necessary for us to put value for individual variant or individual characteristics, so that to ascertain the sales price it becomes easier. So that way it is easier to do that. So now I am saving that classification view. Whenever you in SAP you are saving something, there is a save button placed there that gets saved actually. And when everything is done, this right click comes. That means it is now correctly saved actually. Now then we will go another important area, which is the sales organization data. So any material which we create any material, that material is for the purpose of either selling the material or manufacturing the material or trading the material. So in this view, we are talking about how we can do the sales organization view. So let us see the mandatory areas. You need to define the plant, then you need to identify the sales organization, and then you need to identify the distribution channel. So distribution channel is something like that. If you are having, let's say you have a plant in Minnesota, and then you put the plant code over there. Let's say that plant code is 0023. Put the plant code 0023. Under Minnesota, there may be different kind of sales that are happening. One may be TV sale, one may be air cooler sale, one may be radio sale, something like that. So you can put that sales organization which put the TV, that sales organization value you can put there, and then under that sales organization you can be selling using the website, you can be selling using the store, you can be selling using the door to door. So there are different distribution channel, so those distribution channel data you can put over there actually. So once your organization levels are cleared, then you need to go for the other sales view which you need to create actually. So other sales view, you see, then the important part comes, which is the taxation view actually. Because depending upon the country where you are going to sell the product, those taxations are applicable for that. So one is that country where you are selling the product, I think that will come here, the Germany. So they are, so we are explaining over here in the detail. So if you go through the document, we are stating that tax category indicator. So for a internal sales, we will have to define a full tax indicator, since the taxes applies to sales inside the country. And for export, using division 02 for example, we will set this as 0 and no tax. It actually depends on the tax policy of the country, but the most of the countries have this practice. So what exactly we are trying to tell here? Suppose you are selling the product inside the same country, you'll have to apply the taxation law applicable to that particular country. So you'll have to put here, select here full tax. Now if you are exporting, that country's taxation will not be applicable. So for the country's taxation area it will be zero, but then custom duty and other duties will be applicable, which will come later actually. So they are configuring how the output tax is there. So if you write full tax in other area where in FI module where we put the taxation clause for that country, those tax percentage will be automatically applied if you put this full tax over here actually. So this is what they are explaining, and then there are delivery unit. So if you can, what is delivery unit? So delivery unit can be, it can be either a box or it can be a pallet or it can be a maybe in bulk material. So you can write whatever is there. You can first design that pallet may be one delivery unit. You can decide that okay, I am going to sell it as a pallet, as a pal. So you can define a table as pal, one as pallet, and you moment you made is one, the cost of packaging for one pallet and other things will get added and the material will be delivered on a pallet actually. So delivery unit is important in the sales view which is coming here. Then we will have to go to another important area which is base unit of measure. So you see the base unit of measure you cannot change here because you remember base unit of measure we did in the first screen. So this is grade over here actually. I will go and show you. See the base unit of measure has coming automatically as pieces and you cannot change it because automatically that was created in the first screen itself actually. So this is base unit of measure. Then there is something called division. Division also we have already selected some time back that the division should be 10. So 10 will come here by default actually. Then the sales unit. So if the sales unit it is necessary, the sales unit should be mentioned. Your the basic unit maybe at one base unit of measure. Sales unit can be different. For instance, let's say I am telling that I am giving an example that you are selling, let's say, fastener or say screws. So the base unit measure can be in kg, but the sales unit can be in maybe in pieces because when you are or maybe in boxes because when you are telling because I am telling just saying in 1 kg how many boxes can come, that calculation we put somewhere in the formula of the SAP. So you can actually put both the figures there, and so base unit of measure and sales unit of measure can be different. Sales unit of measure is what customer is getting and for which he is paying, and base unit of measure is and in which area we are manufacturing and we are stocking that in our factory actually. But if you do not mention anything into the sales unit of measure, it will by default pick up the base unit of measure. So where the sales unit of measure is kept, I will show you where it is kept here. Sales unit is measured here. If you keep it blank, it will automatically show that it is same as the base unit of measure actually. Then we will come to another field which is called unit of measure group. So material group is actually in the basic view we have seen that every material has a material group. Now for that material group which unit of measure is necessary, that you can mention over here. And then you can also go to something called minimum order quantity. So when you are ordering this material, sometimes the factory takes only minimum order. So you can mention the material minimum order quantity over here in this particular area. Here you can see minimum order quantity how many pieces and minimum delivery quantity how many pieces. So when a salesperson is trying to take a order, he cannot take a order less than that because the factory does not have the does not make it meaningful to make less than that numbers of minimum order quantity or minimum delivery quantity. And I think I missed one important point which is rounding profile. So rounding profile somewhere is very important. So rounding profile is for that particular material you can choose a specific rounding profile. So when a sales consultant, SD consultant works on there, he can actually decide how many rounding profiles are necessary for this particular product, and he can mention that actually. So what is rounding profile? So this is this is actually, if you come to the previous screen where we created the distribution channel and the sales organization and plan, there if you want that, uh, so you can actually identify that to do that what are other sales activities need to be done. So the mandatory field for this is the delivery unit. Now, in order to do the other than delivery unit, if you want to decide that how many profile you need to create for that, that rounding profile you can configure in this particular area, and S&D consultant can get into do that actually. So I have explained this particular block. Now let me go to the next block. Now in the next field, which is the sales, so we have discussed sales view, the sales group organization 1 we have discussed. We come to sales organization 2. And in sales organization 2, you see these data are already there because the basic unit data already has come. The material data, sales org data, distribution channel, everything has come. Now in here, we'll have to introduce a new concept of material statistics group. So what is material statistics group? In material statistics group, it is important that whether when you do the sales transaction, in the statistical sales transaction, whether you want to include this or not. So therefore that particular view is created, and it is created here. So in the statistical group, if you want to sales, so in SAP, it's better to inform here. I do not know. I probably have not spoken earlier. In SAP, whenever we are doing anything for the statistical field is only for the purpose of internal calculation in SAP, and physically they do not, those information do not appear in customer's invoice, they do not appear in delivery note, they do not appear in packaging note. Statistical informations are only to keep a tab that for that material, what are the type of quantity we have sold, what are the cost it has come. So in the CO module, when we do the internal cost of COGS calculation, those statistical informations are important actually. So if you want to maintain the statistical group, you have to put a figure over here actually. Then the next important is that general item category group. Now what is general item category group? General item category group is whenever you are doing the material group setting, it automatically generates a general item category group, and that will come here. So you remember previously in the previous slide we created norm. So whether it is used in sale, or whether it is used in purchase, or whether the material is used for the trading, everywhere the standard calculation will be available. That is why the norm comes there actually. Then I also mentioned sometime called product hierarchy. So what is the product hierarchy? Product hierarchy is, we are giving a visual example over here. Suppose you are actually in the business of the LCD TV. Now under LCD TV, there can be more than second level TV. It can be LCD TV 40 inch, LCD TV 32 inch, LCD TV 26 inch. All of them will come on the product hierarchy. Now under LCD TV 26, you can have a plasma, or you can have a plasma TC. So another product hierarchy below will come. So depending upon these numbers, you can actually decide the hierarchy on the higher level, then next level, then next level, and these numbers change. So those product hierarchies are important actually. Now there is another important area which is called account assignment group. So what is account assignment group? This is actually for the purpose of doing the accounting. So when you do the accounting of the material, often different material require different accounting. Like one material, when it is being used as a finished product, they may be require one kind of accounting. When it is used as a trading product, they may be requires a separate accounting. So accounting group, whenever you are deciding some kind of deliverable material, be it finished good or trading good or those kind of accounting, for the purpose of accounting you need to mention here the account assignment. In that data you'll have to mention here actually. In SAP, it is there are for all these things you will find there is a drop down box, so you can choose for every drop down box. There is actually some kind of description is also written, so you can choose from there actually. So then we will come to item category group. So item category group is generally general item category group. From there it gets automatically copied, and since it is automatically copied, those items are replicated over here actually. Now in the probably you, if you have already decided how the product hierarchy will be maintained, you can actually design the product hierarchy in the following table in this manner. So you can make a table in SAP where you can actually decide that the LCD TV will be one product hierarchy, plasma will be another product hierarchy, and whenever you are writing in the previous screen, whenever you are writing the product hierarchy as 0001, just I am just going there, sorry for that. When you are writing this 000101, it will come back to this table, cross verify there, and you will understand by this name you are probably understanding LCD TV actually. So I'm going little fast now, so that this is same thing which you are telling. So you can actually go for other kind of groups, and you can actually decide. So automatically it will come there. So you can, so for, although you are writing product hierarchy 001001, that means in the first level it will be the, so if the system will understand when we will say 001 000 it will actually take from all this table and it will put together. You will understand you are actually asking LCD TV, under LCD TV 40-inch LCD TV. So from looking at the number it will understand LCD TV 40-inch actually. Now what are the other field which are also important in sales horizon is the pricing reference material. So pricing reference material is important for the purpose of pricing reference material is important for the purpose of creating the reference of the pricing from where it has been taken. So if you take the reference pricing from a particular reference, like for instance, if you feel that this particular reference is taken from one of the product or one of the pricing which you might have decided, then probably that pricing reference material you can mention there. You can also come and mention something called commission group. So what is commission group? Suppose that particular material, so I will show you where these fields are first, then I will talk. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Yeah. So we'll come here. You see here it is already there actually. Commission group. Commission group is if you choose that for this particular item you can give a particular kind of commission to one for the separate type of customers. You can create a table in SAP and you can refer that for a particular customer I am going to give this kind of commission actually. Similarly, material pricing group is also used for the similar pricing procedure. So when you configure the sales and distribution configuration, you need to define something called pricing procedure. Pricing procedure will give you the idea that for a particular material, what kind of pricing practices we are going to keep. Now the configuration will only work if in the basic material master these data are maintained correctly, because when it will look for the material master and the data to pass in the program, unless and until you mention all this data in these all these views, your program may not work. That is why in SAP some of the items you will find those are mandatory and some of the items are not mandatory. But a good master data creator actually asks for all this information from the end user, and when we will create the master data he will ensure even the non-mandatory fields are also updated, because you never know in the whole lifetime of this SAP which program may not respond because some of the data are missing actually. So I'm going to the those some of the data are like product attributes. If you see in the previous screen, I just go there again. Sorry for little back and forth. there are some product attributes are mentioned. So you can maintain up to 10 product attributes for that particular LCD TV, 40-inch TV. So you can actually maintain a table in SAP, link the table here, and therefore those product attribute whatever you will mention, because you see every product attribute has a potential of becoming different pricing practices, pricing condition, and different last in a final price actually. So you can maintain the product attribute over there actually. So this is something about the sales org view. Now I will come to another sales and general view. So sales general view is important because here you need to do the two important data you need to enter. One is availability check data, another is loading group data. So why it is important? Because when a salesperson is creating a sales order, if the availability check data is maintained, he will understand whether the material is readily available or it is not. So if it is not readily available, probably he has to create a production order or specific purchase order to buy some product from outside, or a production order to create the product inside factory. So this availability check is very important, and in the entire supply chain of any manufacturing organization, availability check is also linked with the SAP PPDS or SAP SCM module, so that the availability check helps there actually. And what is loading group? Loading group means when you are actually delivering the material, it is it is actually when you are delivering the material in sales, there is something called shipping destination, shipping point determination, not destination, I am sorry. Shipping point is important. It may so happen, imagine it's a large television manufacturing factory, and it has got, let's say, 8 or 9 bays where the end products are being developed. If the loading group is not there, from which point the material has to be picked up and put into the vehicle or in the truck, you will not be able to understand. So it is very important to mention the shipping point determination. So the loading group comes there actually. So then you can actually, there are also many optional fields in this particular field also, and one of them is my favorite is the batch management. So batch management is the, as I was explaining earlier, that there are some products which are manufactured in batches. So if you go to any chemical factory or pharmacy factory or pharmaceutical company, there are always batch configuration is very important, and one has to be very careful that for a particular item from which batch it has come. So in case any defect comes up, they will be able to work entirely on that particular batch directly. So that is something which they will like to they will like this batch to be available, and so they are interestingly come there and say that how the batches are working actually. So I will therefore the batch management method by which we do is also in this particular area. You can mention the batch management data over here actually. Let me show you where it is written, because each and as a master data person you should know each and every field, and how much possible information you can capture while creating master data makes sense actually. So you see here the batch management is there. It is not a mandatory field, but if you tick mark, then it will consider the batch management group. Then uh, there is something called, I go little later, transportation group. So it may so happen that some of the delivery has to happen in the same transportation way. So you can actually club all of them while planning your vehicle, while planning your way of dispatch. Maybe some material will go by train, maybe some material will go by ship, maybe some sort of material will go by road delivery by vehicle or truck. So this transportation management field, if you click there and if you maintain a value over there, so it will help you to understand. If you, so in the background you can maintain a table that for this kind of thing you can put the transportation for, let's say, for 0001 this can be transportation by ship. So automatically the system will understand that which transportation group has to be selected. Then you can also do the setup time, the procurement time, base quantity. So what are those? Suppose for instance you are going to, no, let me take you to that particular area. Setup time, process time, or base quantity. So suppose you have made the um, you are dealing with a material which has a specific shelf life. So you need to understand when the setup time has to be set, how long it can be maintained without being damaged, getting damaged, without getting expired, and what is the process time it will require for the purpose of processing the material till shipping. So those shipping parameters you need to put there actually. So it's because we are selling here television, so these are kept blank. But for other items, those items will be coming here actually. So your another important information is the negative stock. So what is negative stock? It is there. Suppose you are creating a sales order, as I told you, SAP does not allow you to create a sales order if the material is not in stock. But the scenario may come that you may have to book a sales order because you know that you are getting a wonderful price from the customer. You need to book a sales order. Now if you click negative stock, it will allow you to book the sales order and then manufacture later or procure later or fulfill later. Now normally it is some kind of hedging, so people have to be very careful in putting this kind of sales order, but SAP allows you to put the sales order. And you can also put the profit center data. Profit center, I told you na, that particular business for which under one business which profit center. So if the profit center can be a profit division which is selling only television, so that can be a profit center. So which profit center the cost has to go and hit, or the business has to make, business means the revenue has to come, you can mention that that profit center data will come here. So there are many fields and we can go there. I will go to the next view, which is called foreign and trade export. Suppose the same item we want to import or export. So if you want to put the import one particular item, then we need to give a code from there. So this is the standardized coding value for a certain type of group. So for instance, suppose for manufacturing, the example what this author has given, for manufacturing television, you need to, let's say, import diode. So diodes other than photodiode will have certain tariff structure for a country for importing. So the custom duty or the importation will come based on the tariff structure decided by the country. So that particular import data, import code data you can put over here. Or maybe this television you are selling to some other country where they have a export regulation. So for the purpose of export, certain tax, certain duties, certain procedure you need to follow. You can mention those procedure duties in SAP's table, and that data you can bring here. Country of origin. Suppose you are importing something, that country of origin is important. You can make that country of origin DE. If you remember in the example what you were showing earlier, I will go little above. I will showing you here, just little above. Yeah, where we are putting the tax data, this D came. D is the country of origin. So from where the television is manufactured or from where the import is being mentioned, that country of origin needs to be mentioned, and that can be maintained in this particular import export tab actually. That was available there, but the place where you can maintain those tab is here actually. So you can maintain D over here, it will appear in the tax code data actually. Country of origin. Then there are many items which are actually not mandatory, but they are also important in the tax data. One of them is actually uh, called Control code. Control code is equivalent to the HSN number or consumption tax which is used for the foreign trade. There can be region and origin. That means from which region the origin is coming other than the country. Country belongs to a region. You can prove that. So those kind of data. Some item may have the exemption certificate. So if the certificate is mentioned there, you do not need to, you may not need a license for export. Automatically you can export. So you can maintain the information here, exemption certificate. In that case, you are allowed to enter the exemption certificate number. For account, for instance, for the purpose of corona, COVID, many countries allowed the corona drug or corona vaccination to be exported or imported without any taxation. So the export certificate and other laws were made little easy for the exporter, and the exemption certificates are also given. Those information could have put in this particular configuration area. There may be something which is used in military purposes, so they require separate kind of handling, separate kind of taxation. How do you mention? If you click here the military good, you can that particular treatments will come into place. You see here the military good is there actually. I will show you. Here the military goods are there, you can put there actually. Now I go little later in the next view, which is very important view, which is called sales text view. I remember in the first line I told you there is a 40 character long. Now the 40 character long you cannot write many things, but you need to inform many things to your customer about your product. So you can actually choose the language in which you need to write, because SAP supports almost all languages in world. So you can choose the language and you can write it. It is a free text field. You can write whatever you want to write for that particular item, for that particular material, the detail, description, specification, dimension, the manufacturer information, or maybe the special handling information, or maybe the safety or uh, safety information. All these things you can put over here actually. Okay, now let's come back to the next paragraph, next view, which is another important view. And sorry for that, I'll have to make it a little smaller, otherwise you can't see that. Let me see that. This is called material MRP view. Now before going to MRP view, because now we are shifting from sales to MRP, I will stop the video here. MRP is the material resource planning, which is for the purpose of procurement and also for the manufacturing. So I will stop the video here, and maybe I will now take you forward. In the next video I will take it forward, that portion actually. Okay.